President Biden met with a bipartisan group of House members to talk about infrastructure today. Vice President Kamala Harris and Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg also joined this meeting. President Biden pointed out that infrastructure can be an area for bipartisan cooperation. The commander-in-chief telling lawmakers infrastructure creates jobs and also makes us much more competitive around the world. And one of the lawmakers at today's meeting was Congressman John Garamendi, whose district includes Fairfield, and he joins us now live. Thank you for joining us.
Always good to be with you.
So let's just talk about the cost of all this. There are a lot of demands on our budget right now. We just got an update on the new stimulus package. Did you get the sense that spending on infrastructure is going to be a big priority?
Absolutely, it's a priority. We don't have a choice. We have two issues that are on the table right now. We have no choice but to do both of them, and to do both of them big. We've got to get this rescue package done because it is what is necessary to crush the virus, to get people back into their jobs, and to get the kids back into school and get the vaccinations into the arms of the public. Those things have to be done. That then lays the foundation for the second must-do piece of legislation. The president was absolutely spectacular in this meeting. He envisions a modern infrastructure system for America, whether it's broadband for the rural parts of my district, which right now can't get even cell phone service, let alone high-speed internet, bridges, like the rebuilding the causeway, or schools and research centers like the University of Davis Research Center in Sacramento. These are infrastructure pieces, to say nothing of levees and dams like the Oroville Dam. Those dams and reservoirs are necessary to be rebuilt and made safe. So we're going to go big. We're going to go big and build an infrastructure system once we get the virus under control. And the president said on his third day in office, he said every taxpayer dollar that's spent by the federal government must be spent on American-made products and services. So when you combine that with the infrastructure, the concrete, the steel, the pumps, the pipes, all of those things made in America, we're talking about a very robust boost to the American economy.
And thank you so much for the list of local projects that you're hoping will get funded. I know our viewers are watching for those kinds of investments. Secretary Buttigieg has said that he hopes to address issues like climate change and racial justice through infrastructure projects. So give us examples of what that would look like.
Well, very simply, climate change. We have to build infrastructure for tomorrow. We're talking about California going all electric. Well, where are the changing stations? Where is the energy for that electric system? Where is the green energy? Where are the batteries of all kinds that are necessary to support that? Those are infrastructure pieces specifically to deal with the decarbonization of the second most carbon-producing part of our economy, which is the transportation. The first is energy and manufacturing. And so that too has enormous potential with green, renewable energy sources and a grid. California understands the grid problems. We get shut down when there's a fire. Texas gets shut down when there's a freeze. So we have energy systems that are part of this puzzle, all of them tied to moving away from carbon-based fuels. So this is our future, and we can do these things. With regard to social justice, we do know that a lot of Californians and Americans have been harmed by infrastructure projects in their neighborhood that do not take into account their public health. A major problem in Southern California with the various oil refineries, and a problem in Northern California with various facilities that have divided a community. We can take a look at Sacramento. How about a crosstown freeway in Stockton? Divided the community. Can we solve that problem? We can, with investments on both sides of the freeway. So these are things that need to be taken into account as we deal with the infrastructure systems. If we're going to build in Sacramento a new campus for the University of California, Davis, what does that do with the community? Right now, Davis is making a special effort to make sure that if it's going, when it builds those campuses, that it be done in a way that the community that exists there today be benefited. So take a look down Stockton Boulevard.
Right.
How do you build that in a way where there's social justice, where there's economic opportunities, where the small businesses are not displaced, but rather given an opportunity to grow? Yeah. So these are the things we need to pay attention to, and Buttigieg is absolutely correct. We can and we must do it.
Congressman Garamendi, thanks for your time, and interesting to hear a first-person account of what happened in that meeting today. Thank you.
It was a good meeting.